Well, I have a special treat for everybody today. The ever enthusiastic Linda Montavon. Yay! I'm so glad that you agreed to do this with me.
Well,
And
at least I'm so thankful that you invited me. So thank you.
you
Nervous
are
though.
actually
I'm holding on to my arms here.
you are actually the second downline member to do this interview show. So yay! I've forgotten now, and I didn't look it up. Are you in my fourth or fifth, I
Fourth,
think?
yes,
Fourth,
yes.
awesome. The one that I did earlier today was Candy Kincaid, and she's in
Oh,
my sixth. So
oh,
I'm reaching down the tree, hoping to get everybody.
nice.
But of course, I had to include you right away because
Oh,
of
thank
your
you.
huge success in the business, and your online presence has been fabulous. So, do you remember? I'm not sure. I've known you, of course, forever. Do you remember where I met you the first time? Yeah, that was.
Okay. So, okay, so it's going to be one of two times. So when I first met you, I mean, I have known you from the moment I've joined Avon because I think within the first 2 weeks I was with Avon, they gave us this booklet and your story was in
Oh,
there.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm a visual person. So I saw Lisa Wilber, I saw this, success. So when I saw it, then I knew it was possible. So from that moment on, I have been a big follower of yours and just so inspired by your story. So that started right at the very, very, very beginning of my career with Avon. But as far as it's one of two times. So when did you start doing where you did the tour in your big truck? So it was either
Oh, that was in
then.
the 90s. I think it was a while back.
Okay, so it may have been then, but I may have seen you when you were performing in my, not performing, but when you were giving seminars or webinars in my area.
I call
I
them shows.
probably was too embarrassed to go up and even say hello to you if I had to guess.
Oh,
So then I'm thinking if it wasn't then, so it was either then, because what I remember about that show is that I was so nervous and I couldn't wait to go. I was making all these arrangements to make sure I was able to go on that date. And then you get up in front of that room and it's like, hey, let's just get comfortable. You kicked off your shoes and I said, yes, that's just so perfect. And she's real. She's a real person here. So it was either then or if I did have a nerve to come up and say hello to you then. And if that wasn't it, we were both invited to go to New York and they were asking us a series of questions. And I remember us being in a room and
was some council thing or something,
it
wasn't
was
it?
right. They were interviewing all of us because they were putting together some type of video. And I was so nervous about that trip. We were with the hotel that we were staying in. It was like, oh my goodness, what are they going to ask me? Just like my face is probably turning 10 shades of red right now. But it was like, so I wanted to go through my head. So I ordered room service to the room, and I think I spent like $40 on a pot of coffee. And it was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that. And it's like, again, trying to make more out of this than you had to. But we were in a room and you had come up to me and we talked. And I remember having a conversation then because you made me feel so good. So
Oh,
that might have been the first time.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And what made you decide to join Avon to start with?
Okay. So I don't have a sales background. When I started Avon, and many people won't believe this, but to this day, I actually am really shy. I know everybody says, "Oh, there's no way Ellen Montavon is shy," but I am.
I don't know if I believe in that.
I know, I know, I know. But once I get to know you, then look out. But uh, so so I wanted to find a way to earn money and also be able to provide for my family. I was working full time for the government. I was leaving my house in the dark, coming home in the dark. Sometimes I was working weekends on these very important projects, but I wasn't spending time with my family. So I wanted more and I thought, okay, let me find a way to earn money and be able to provide for my family. And about that very same time, I started having all these breakouts with my skin. And it was like, what is going on? And now I realize, with the research later on in life, that that's very common older on, because as a teenager, I didn't have problems with my skin. It just hit me later. And so I was on this quest to find something that was going to clear up my skin. And I mean to tell you, I would go into department stores desperate, and a desperate person with a checkbook,
Oh.
they love that. So I would leave, and I'd have all of these products and that anticipation these products were going to work for me, and they didn't. So I spent this money, felt bad, and it was like this cycle. I'd pull out a drawer and it had all these products in it that didn't work for me. And somebody offered me an Avon brochure, and I tried a product, and it's like that was back in the day when alpha hydroxy acids were being introduced. And Avon, that's why I said Avon, when I researched it out, I was like, my goodness, this is the world's best kept secret, because they had these phenomenal products and the price point and then there was the guarantee. So it was like I actually just joined to get a discount on my products. So to answer your question, that's how it all started. I just wanted a discount, but then I started looking through the brochure, and it's like, oh my goodness, there's so many wonderful things. And if I start sharing this with other people, then, then I can earn some money. And there you go.
That is kind of hilarious, but a lot of people do join that way, that they like the products and then they get hooked in the whole thing.
Right, right.
So, did you end up signing up with who? Your upline, or was it the managers back then?
I did sign up with it was a girl in my area who joined, and then she left Avon, and I just started, I rolled up to Dana.
Oh, that's
Oh, get right.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I know you're in uh Shelton's. Shelton's
Yes.
group, which, for those of you who don't know that are watching, it was Malcolm and Mary Shelton, and they're an older couple, older than me even. I hate being the old people, but but Malcolm has since passed, but Mary's still going in the business. And for years they had these get-togethers down at Virginia Beach,
Yes.
and I
Yes. And
went
you
to
never
quite a
know. I
few.
might have met you there too, because I did actually make the distance to go to those. So,
Yeah, oh,
yes.
that's neat. I remember the Eagle chant we did.
Oh,
Fly, soar. Yeah, I don't remember it, but I remember we did
I
it.
have a picture, and it was like my youngest, he's 31, and he was just a small guy, and he attended along with me and my husband, and it was like, at one of these events.
Oh,
So
that's neat.
we've
So
had
how
so much
many,
fun.
do you know how many years you've been in then, officially with them?
Let's see, I've been an Avon ambassador 28 years and 7 months, but who's counting?
Wow,
Okay.
that's awesome.
Since November of 1997.
Wow, that is awesome. That is so. Now that you've been in and you've done so well with it, what do you think is your best uh, part of the business that you like?
Oh, so that's a question, Lisa. We could go on about that one for decades, because I'll tell you, one of it can be a blessing, and it also can be a pitfall, because I actually love everything about Avon. And there for a while I was spreading myself so thin. It was like, I love the sales, I love the leadership end of it, helping other people, reach their goals and their dreams. I love the fundraising. I love doing events. So, but loving all of those things and spending time, spreading your time. So it can make you not good in any of those things. So
So you've been concentrating mostly on, I know right now you're doing a lot on social.
yes. Um, so the online for me, I love it, because I can look at my calendar, I can put on that calendar things that are important to my family, and things that we're needing to do, and I can work my Avon business around that. And and I want to reach as many people as I possibly can. Not to be like, I know there's a lot of people out there and they're wanting to be a beauty influencer. And it's not that I especially with my age that I'm out to accomplish that, but the entire time I've been with Avon, I love, what we have to offer people. I use it, I believe in it, it helps me, and if I can help other people and I can share that and help them, that's to me, a blessing. I just had a team member join, I think it was a week or two ago, and she was following me on TikTok,
Oh,
and she said
nice.
that she joined because she had been following me on TikTok. So it's like I feel like that's a channel that works for me and I enjoy it. But I respect people who are building the business in their lane and what's right for them.
Now, I don't know if this is true. You'll have to tell me. I do know that you've been featured in the brochure and in ads and stuff. And I was wondering if now I got chosen to do the Rich and Famous of Avon a zillion years ago, right? Right. And I was on the DVDs. I don't know how that happened. It was random good luck because it really changed my career. Is that
It
how it?
wasn't good luck though, Lisa. You were doing you a lot of times people say,
But they
"Oh,
could have picked a
that's
lot of
so
people. I'm
right."
just saying
Lisa's
they could
so
have picked.
lucky, but you were doing the activities that made the numbers,
Well, right.
right?
But I mean, so when you got the call that they were going to use you in their ads and stuff, was that out of the blue, or had you done talked with them before about that? How did that just happen? Because that is a life-changing thing.
Um, and I'll tell you that it's you do the best you possibly can do on this stuff because like with this being a career, I know like especially for my parents, it was like what are you doing, and hey, is that what you went to school for, and so sometimes we try to define our worth, like when I was in the corporate world, it was like during that time area, unless you were striving to, break through that glass ceiling, you weren't successful, and so I'm trying to define my role of what success is, and for some people it's like, how much money do you make? That's their definition of success. So I through the years I have definitely redefine what that is. But I know, like with my parents, it's like, I want them to think that I'm successful. I want them to think that, I've done well. And so when Avon called me and told me that I was going to be in the national commercial, I thought, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is
They'll
it.
go
I am
nuts,
going to
right?
call my parents and they're going to say, wow, you really have finally made it. And I remember calling my mom and telling her, and she said she saw the commercial and she says, you didn't look good. And I'm thinking, okay, that's
She
just so
did not. She did not.
hey, mothers are honest. But it's
Oh
humbling, the
God.
thing. That's what I said. That's
Mothers don't know. No,
I
no, because you looked fabulous in that.
I have been offered, opportunities with Avon, and I have blown them. I mean, I have shown up and, not been my best. I I always tell my husband, I have like a 2 minute delay. Like you'll ask me something, I'll sit there. Maybe 2 minutes later, it'll kick in, or maybe a week later, type of thing. So it's like on these interview things. That's why I said with you, it's like, am I gonna how we're gonna do? Because you wouldn't give me the questions ahead of time. So I
No,
said I psyched myself up that hey, this is like when I do the live. So when I drop something, or it'll just be part of that experience.
and
But
don't feel bad at all if you muffed up or passed up on something, because I've done that too. They offered to do a makeover with me early on, and I refused it. They were going to buy me clothes and everything and do me up. And I thought, if I can't be me, screw you people. And now I would easily have said yes, because now I have more confidence in myself. I would say, well, if you did something I don't like, I'll just undo it.
right,
But back
go
then,
forget
I was afraid they were changing me.
right.
So, I mean, don't feel bad about anything, because you looked fabulous, and
Oh,
you
thank
can't,
you.
yeah, you can't go. I think your mom and my mom probably went to school together or something. My mom was hilarious. I'll tell you one thing, and then I'll we'll go on to something else. But my mom actually said to me about adopting Lydia. She said to me, "You aren't as bad at that as I thought you'd be." Moms, yeah, they just don't have a filter at all. So don't let that bother you at all. But I thought you looked fabulous in that, and every time they've used you, like in that other brochure spread, that was fabulous too.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Were you able to use that to generate more business for yourself? I'm sure you probably were.
Well, I was anytime you can get out there, no matter how it is, I think good publicity is fabulous. So there's no two ways about it. But I think it's just part of that story that, you know, um, this business is part of us, and I'm very grateful for every single opportunity that I have had. I mean, we were in Napa Valley. Oh my goodness,
Oh,
I felt
I
like felt
we've
like
had
a
some
queen,
crazy
yeah.
good experiences that we never would have, I
Hmm.
think, had not been for the company. How do you even know how many trips you've been on?
I don't. As a matter of fact,
It's
do you remember
a
when
lot.
the trip to Cozumel was?
Oh, yes, yeah. Yeah.
Well, that was the first year, whatever year that was the first trip. So with many years in my career, I didn't earn a trip. I didn't believe in myself, didn't think that it was even possible. And they always tell us that, once you go on one of these trips, you never want to miss them ever, ever, ever again. But, they're words until it's the experience. And I can share a cute story with that. We, uh, we earned the Cozumel trip, and oh my goodness, was so excited, and my hubby was with me, and we go on the cruise, and I go up, and then my husband, I think, got stuck behind for whatever reason, and he came up. He gets off the elevator, and he comes off the elevator with Angie Rossi, and he had no idea, who
We
Angie
is
Rossi
right.
was. And he's getting off the elevator, and I mean, to me, that was like a star with Ava. I'm going, oh my goodness, do you know who you were just
Oh,
talking
I
to?
love Angie still.
Oh, and my husband had it might have been a NASCAR. He's a NASCAR fan. He probably had a NASCAR hat on, and he says what? Because I'm thinking, what did you say to him? He goes, hey, we just talked. Probably it was NASCAR or whatever it was. But on that trip, it was so, I'll never forget my husband. I don't have a great memory, but my husband had said, he goes, I don't care what you have to do. I'll eat frozen dinners every night. You keep earning these trips
Oh,
because
that's awesome.
I mean, it's just, and it's sad to say that, like, I'm ready to go on vacation. So Los Cabos is on my vision board, because it was like, it's so much effort to plan a trip if it's, because Avon's taking care of everything. And,
Oh, I
I can't,
know.
can't plan trips like that.
And the trips that you've gone on, what's been your favorite part?
Favorite part. Oh, the people I'd have to say first and foremost are the people, because everybody that's on these trips, they're like-minded, they're positive, they're building their business, they're working hard, and then we're all celebrating together. So have met some amazing people, developed great friendships. So definitely would say it's the people, but the experiences too. Hawaii. Oh.
Yeah,
Hawaii
unbelievable.
was. Oh my goodness. We really truly enjoyed Hawaii.
No,
Now,
even even the
Cozumel will, okay,
conventions.
go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say even the conventions, because if you haven't earned a trip yet or you're working on one still, make sure you go to the convention because that's how you get a taste of it. Don't you think that's true?
I absolutely, as a matter of fact, I remember I was like, oh, that's a lot of money to go to convention. And so for a long period of time, I didn't go. And then one year, uh, it was like, okay, I'm going to go. I was the only person from this entire my area. Nobody else attended. I think it was in Las Vegas. So my husband booked my flight for me, and I attended all by myself. I remember running into Malcolm there, and they were given. That's when we had these little. I think we still have them. Like they were iPods or something like that. They were. We ended up getting one or something like that there. But I mean, I would go through the expo by myself. But you meet people, you make connections. So everybody's willing to share and talk and you get to meet with individuals corporate from Avon, and they're willing to talk with you, and it's just it's you're right. I mean, I hope everybody who's an Avon ambassador really seriously gives a thought about going to Avon Connect, because number one, Avon puts so much effort into these events for us, and it is just an incredible experience.
And
I
it's
remember one of those Avon Connects where you had the room. You
right.
oh my gosh, it's like the rich and famous. It was like was able to visit. It was like this is the rich and famous pure of Avon.
I like to live it big. What can I
Oh,
tell you?
oh man, love it, love it. Oh, by the way, I have to say, congratulations on achieving National Ambassador.
Oh, thank you. I
Amazing.
was
Cannot
stunned.
wait. Cannot wait to congratulate you in person at Avon
Yes,
Connect. So,
I was stunned by that. I turned in my speech. I get to give a little speech, and
can't wait to
Susan
hear it.
liked it. So there we
Oh,
go. Oh, yeah.
yes, I can't wait. I
So
can't wait.
it'll be fun. I haven't decided yet. I every time I talk to someone like you, the first thing you mention is the shoes thing. And I haven't decided whether I should do that or not because you know why I don't do it anymore? You are going to flip because this is not something you would do ever, ever. I wear Crocs full time now.
And my
Crocs.
grandkids do too, pretty much, I think.
Well, I'm never growing up, so here we go.
I have them. I have them in my closet. I mean, they're my go-to shoes to go in and out. Yes, they're comfortable. We like comfort.
So I think I'm not taking the shoes off, but I'm going to tell a joke about the Crocs to start off or something because, right? I don't know. Everybody remembers the shoes though. That is pretty funny. Now, how did you get was it the trips that got Richard really on board? Or was he always just a supportive husband? Or how did he get really, because he's been very involved in your business and very supportive, and not everybody has a spouse that does that. So if there's some secret thing we can put in their drinks, let me know.
Oh, he has been very supportive. As a matter of fact, before I was even an Avon ambassador, he had mentioned, and I am going to have to ask him why, because I mean, before I was ever an ambassador, he says, you should become, you should join Avon because it sells itself. That's what he had told me. How he ever heard about Avon and that it could sell itself. Now I know we know
Everybody knows about
differently. We know that brochure doesn't sell itself, okay, but
it.
he always tells me I should be in a career where I get to give away things because I love giving away things. So
Oh, he's funny though, but I like that he goes to stuff with you and he's very supportive because
yes,
that's hard to beat. I know when you don't have a supportive spouse, it's like dragging a train uphill sometimes.
right. And
So
my advice is that, so I think because some individuals just like treating this like a business because men see things as like profits and wages and
right.
it's something a hobby. If it's a hobby, tell me it's a hobby and you're spending time on your hobby. Or if it's a business, show me that you're making money with it.
Show
So
me the money. No, I believe that true. Men of the show me the money. And do you think this is true? Because you mentioned the impact the trip had on him.
yes.
I know my brother was a naysayer. He was thinking I was leading my mother astray doing the Avon. But once he went to convention with me and he worked that room, the meet and greet room that time, he never gave me a hard time after that. It made him see the company in a different way. Once he saw how big it was, and, he said, I didn't know you knew that many people. Once he knew about all that, he's been very supportive after that. So was that kind of true for you too? Once he
Right.
saw,
So, right. So, there was so a lot of times, like I'll let things, and I've been working on it, like drain that energy, like you're wanting to be there for everything and everybody, and,
mhm,
drain the energy. And then whatever you're really wanting to achieve, it gets further and further and further away. And I remember there was an incentive and there was a lot of cash. I think it was like $15,000 cash.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
Oh,
it
I
was,
remember that.
yeah.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. I remember
And
that.
it was like, wow, that could really help my family. So a lot of times, we'll stop and we'll think, and I'm going all over the place, but that's why I now believe in writing down, like having a vision board, a me board or something. Avon told me that as soon as I started with Avon, and it was like, oh, that's, hey, when I earn the money, I'll figure out what to do with it and where to spend it and all that stuff. I don't need to write it down, you know. But now it's just like, we don't plan to go to Florida or something like that and not map it out or use a GPS or, Waze or something. We know that direction on how to go. So when that incentive came out, I all of a sudden just halted. It was like, what do I need to do? And then something was either in alignment with me earning that it wasn't. And I mean, I wasn't known to tell people, no, I can't do this, or no, I can't help you with that. But because my dream, my goal, what I was wanting to achieve was so big and so important to me because it was going to be able to provide for my family. When somebody would say, hey, can you do this? I was like, I'm sorry, I'm working on this incentive and I can't. And oh my goodness, to have, to be able to earn that money, you know,
That was
uh,
awesome.
right. And
Yeah.
then whenever I achieved, I always wanted to, to achieve. I think it was senior executive unit leader. Now it's bronze executive unit leader. I mean, that was always the goal from the first time I said 2 weeks in, I saw, your write up and the amount of money that you were earning there. I mean, from that moment on, it was like that was the path, and sure have taken a lot of side
Well, and me
side turns
too.
here.
It's everything's been up and down, but I can't imagine any other job where I'd have earned because I've earned over 50 trips. I've earned
Oh my goodness, goodness.
right, and it's been an there's no way I would have earned the amount of lifetime career money that I've earned here anywhere else. How would that really be?
Right, right. And then once you're used to making your own schedule, the fact that somebody
Yes.
else will be defining it just is a
Yeah,
no-go.
I'm unemployable. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Oh no, no, no. Yeah, yeah, you're awesome, but no." Oh, so this is just so great to be able to hear your story and stuff. You're so known for the online thing at right now. I just want to make sure I go back to that because you said that's been at the beginning was hard to get yourself to do it. For someone that hasn't made the leap to start doing the live videos and stuff like that, what information or tips would you give them to get them to jumpstart and start doing that?
Right. And it's start. I have an Avon ambassador. She's not on my team, and we've been going back and forth on Messenger or whatever, trying to find a time to connect. And she's wanting to do videos, and it's like, because she's wanting this to work. But like sometimes individuals think that somebody else has that secret or that magic bullet. And the fact
Yeah.
of the matter is that in this we're going to do a lot of things right. We're going to mess up, but that's just it. It's okay. We're in a beauty business. It's makeup. It's skincare. It's like
Right.
clothing. It's fun. Don't make more of that than. So it's starting. It's just Avon's got a lot of information out there. We can always partner with other individuals, whether it be ambassadors, it could be in your community, it could be with learning through outside. I know that you're big on being part of communities outside of Avon. So,
Yes. Yeah.
um,
So
and
you're saying jump right in and you'll get better over time,
well,
right?
the first, I think it may have been one of my first videos, but we were at a fashion show and I thought, okay, I'm going to be able to, go live and show this fashion show. And everybody's, as I'm scrolling, they're saying, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. And it's like, why can't they hear me? Well, I had my phone plugged in to be charging it because I didn't want it to run out of battery, and learned. but from that experience that, you can't have it plugged in to be charging and people be able to hear you. But
Yeah.
that's what I said. So, and then there was, Google had where you could go live. And I mean, I really put that out. And I was nervous because it was like, okay, this is going to be live. This is going to be me in front of, and a lot of Avon ambassadors wanted to watch me so they could see how it was done. And the night arrives and we're all excited. And then it was a blackout. So it was like, okay, this is horrible. It rescheduled it for the next week, figured out what it was, and was able to do it. But right, so we just have fun. And people can give you advice, and it's like some of this advice is going to be very helpful, but other advice is not going to be necessarily advice that's good for you, you
That's
know. And I know even like I've been trying to use AI, and it's like funny because I have gotten advice from like Avon and or from the content creative, and it was like when I was trying to do like an analysis of what I am doing, it was like it came back and it's like, okay, well, if you just want to keep doing what you're doing, which is not working, go right ahead. And I'm thinking I'm being bullied by AI.
oh, good Lord. I don't like
But
that.
you
I
know
don't.
what? So hey, so I ended up trying it, and then it was like then I got another reminder. I was like, hey, this is you might want to be doing your business this way or whatever. And then I put it back in, and then it was like, oh, well, I see why they're saying that. But again, we have to be careful when we're asking for help, what kind of help we're asking, because they're gonna analyze or give you information based on what they know. So,
Yeah,
you
that's true.
kind of need the whole picture there.
That's
So
true.
but willing to do things, try. That's what I said. I will try, and it may turn out great. As a matter of fact, Avon just recently came out with a 30-day challenge, and it was like, I do like to try to. I was trying to, I sometimes I put too much effort into it. And it was like, you know what? I'm just going to not put as if I'm out. I was going to an appointment, just take a picture, post it, and then I'll say, oh my goodness, there was a shadow here. Oh, isn't that horrible? No, nobody cares. Who cares? Just be yourself. Be yourself.
Love
That's
that. I
it.
love that. I love that. Now, believe it or not, we've run through the 30 minutes that quick. I know. I think. And I'm so glad that you agreed to come on though. And I originally I wanted to do these things because, and I keep saying this and I probably shouldn't, but I was in some meeting, you know how it is, and there was some young Avon, I still say representatives because I still call my friends their maiden name. And one of the young representatives was like rolling their eyes at us older representatives, and I thought, you know what, they're not going to realize today how valuable the information that we have is. But I need to make sure we save this and have it on video because one day they're going to say, oh, yeah, that stuff still does work. Those people did know what they were talking about. Maybe I should go talk to them. So I want to make sure we capture all these things. And especially with you, because you've been doing such a fabulous job for years that I just wanted to make sure. So, in wrapping up here, do you have some advice you'd like to give as a wrap up before we go?
Too so much. I mean, keep learning, keep growing, never, never, don't prejudge. I know sometimes we want to prejudge whether this is for somebody or not. Our job is really just to share Avon with people we know, with people we don't know. Here, where's your, okay. Um,
Oh, thank you. Shameless plug.
Tip,
Thank you.
right. Tip number, can I share rule number,
Which rule do you like the best?
rule number two? Can I share it?
Yes, please.
You can be successful at anything in life as long as enough people know what you do. Okay.
That's
So,
my favorite rule, by
and
the
you
way.
use it, and I am an individual that has to hear things over and over and over again, because so you can, tell me something once, but so I love that I have this as a reference, but I do, oh, Lisa, remember this?
Oh, I remember that.
Yes.
Yes, I
So
had those
another
made for the
tip, and this is
beavers.
this
Yeah.
was a big one I got from you. Yeah, I just like, oh, this is fun. Um, is that you had mentioned to do like a like your Avon success stories or, like feel good moments with Avon. And I
Mhm.
thought, that's really a good idea. And even like this morning, I woke up and I said, you know what? I'm going to look through that. And so many, so I've got so many cards from you.
Oh,
So many cards, so many. And they made me smile. And then, uh, but the certificates, the moment that, so many, when I look through that, when you ask, what drives you, I mean, there's that I can look back on that in the things that, I have accomplished with Avon, especially if, it's a gloomy day and, feeling like it, kind of down or something like that, that can bring you up and that can light that fire. So I definitely would recommend that to somebody. And before we go, I have to show you. Do you remember being in this?
oh yeah. Yeah, that came with a trip to New York City. Yes. And
Yes.
that was 1994 or something. That was really, really early on.
I
Uh,
do, I can pull out certificates that you have sent me that are in my feel good. My,
oh,
uh,
that's
but
great.
like the book, don't pass up opportunities. I was given the opportunity. You put it out there. If somebody wanted to, be in a view from the top, I always wanted to be in that, and I couldn't wait for the opportunity that I was
Oh,
able to
that's
be
so
in that. So
awesome.
that was other, important
Yeah,
moment.
the pink booklet was one of those things where they asked us to send in a marketing idea, and I just happened to get picked.
Right.
So,
So you have
and
to show
yeah,
up. Like when
yes,
Avon comes out with these challenges or something like that, like this 30-day
do
challenge,
them all.
everybody,
Yes, do them
everybody
all.
can participate and be a part of it because if you're not in it, you can't win it, right? You
That's
can't
right. That's
be part of
right.
it.
If you don't enter, you can't win it.
But there are so many. I mean, if I had to, I would say believe in yourself, believe in your goals, believe in your dreams. Don't let somebody else steal your dreams. I've seen it happen that all of a sudden somebody will say, "Oh, you can't make that thing work," and it deflates somebody and makes them feel like they have no value. Don't let people do that to you. You join AFOM for a reason. Remember what it is that brought you to this. I do. I keep my like I call it my me board. It changes through the years, but it's what I want and it's what I want to achieve this year. And it changes every single year. So
I love that. I love that.
right. I used to do it. And again, don't do activities that, are sucking your energy, but not giving you payout. I used to take this and I would put it, I had it where I had it framed. I had it in a huge frame in my office at one point so that I walked in, it was like part of my art. And then it was like, okay, I'm wanting to be more minimal now. So then I changed it and then I had it in uh, frame. But then it was like I was having to size it all down, and it was like, you know what? I just need to be able to see this. And back a long time ago, was given the advice like if there's like this Los Cabos trip, if that's on your dream board, put it on your refrigerator, put it on your file cabinet in your office, someplace you're going to see it all the time, and so that it's visible in front of you. So and in no, we all have the ability to succeed with this. That's why I said I'm that person that it's like the tortoise and the hare. I was the slowest person. It's like, oh, everybody else. I almost left Avon because there was a person in my district and it was like she was way outgoing and we'd have a meeting and she'd dart out of that meeting and she'd go to a parking lot and she'd just walk up to a window and say, ask people for their name and number. And I
Oh,
was
oh,
like,
I can't do that.
and it was like, okay, is that the definition of what I need to do to be successful with Avon? And it was like, and I loved Avon so much. Again, it's that passion. What brought you to Avon? Why are you here? What made you join in to begin with? It was like, okay, so that's not me, but what is me? And then how can I define that and work towards that? So I love sharing Avon. And so I feel like the online is just an additional huge platform for all of us. And some days, like this morning, and I don't want to say this to make it sound like, oh, this is every day. But I woke up, turned on my computer, and I had from one person over a $340 order, $340.85 to be exact.
That's fabulous. That is awesome.
And it was
Love
skincare.
that.
but it was like, I have been trying to zone in. My niche is that's what brought me to Avon.
Mhm.
That's what I'm really passionate about. So, I'm not going to be Lisa Wilber. Somebody's not going to be me. You don't want to be. You want to be yourself. You want to be you. And what is it that are your interests to attract people
So you can succeed
to
on
you?
your own terms.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
it.
That's it.
Well,
Share
Linda,
Avon.
thank you.
Share
Thank you so
Avon. That's all you got to do is share Avon, however you decide to do it.
much. Just think we made it through the whole thing, and I never once brought up the fact that you won't
Oh,
say that you won't say the F word. Okay,
I
I'm
knew
not
it.
going to say it. I'm not going to tell
I knew
everybody.
it. I knew it. I knew I would not get through this without that. I knew it was coming. And you know
You're
what? As
such
a
a good
matter of
girl,
fact,
Linda.
I just chuckled because as I was going through my feel good Avon, I have so many cards.
I've got cards that just said that.
I
Oh,
had
goodness
I
gracious.
but
You're
it's
such a
fun.
good girl. You're a good girl, Linda, unlike the
It's
rest of
fun.
us who are little devils.
You are not a devil. No, you are not. It's fun.
Oh,
It's
well,
fun.
I'm gonna stop the recording now, but stay right there for a second, okay? Thank you very much.
You.